Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Gideon's Tech. No.
That's good because the camera accidentally slipped.
Oh, okay. Here we go. You ready?
Okay. BK9 intro, take 2.
Hey there, everybody. Aaron here with Gideon's Tactical. Today, we're doing the field test on the Becker BK9 by K-Bar. So we're super excited to test this out. Been thrashing on this thing for a couple months, and it's probably seen about 15 excursions by now almost, and this thing is just a workhorse. I'll give you a couple basic specs, and then we'll jump into the field testing. You got a 9-inch blade, Becker BK9, so 9-inch cutting surface, saber grind made out of their 1095 Crovan high carbon steel, Rockwell hardness 56 to 58. You have a weight of 17 ounces plus the weight of the sheath, which is a couple more ounces. And you have a thickness on the spine of 3/16 of an inch with a saber grind. So those are the basic specs for you. Let's go ahead and jump out there, begin to use this US-made large wilderness survival knife. You know, I'll be honest, when I purchased this knife, I was not expecting a lot out of it in the carving area, you know, like what you see me doing right now, this BK9. Just because of the thumb ramp. You know, I'm not a huge fan of thumb ramps and just the largeness of the blade. But what I found is that this is actually really easy to wield. I was so surprised, really. I mean, this is as easy to wield as a BK7, excuse me, in my Rat 7. It's just as easy, you know, to use this knife in this kind of way, you know, that you see me doing, carving like this, as any of those knives. And I was really surprised by that because, and this is the reason why, it's 17 ounces, you know, so just 1 ounce more than your BK2, and a BK2 is really easy to wield. And the other thing is I've just kind of figured out how to use these Beckers a little bit better. Let me show you. All right, so this is what I've discovered with these BK models, particularly the ones with the thumb ramp, you know, BK10, 7, and 9. This is what I've found, is that, you know, that thumb ramp is very uncomfortable, so I can't really, you know, it's not very comfortable to kind of do carving like this and put my thumb up on that thumb ramp, just cramps my thumb. But just by trial and error, what I discovered was that those handle scales, you know, are really nice and thick with some ergonomics right there. That what I did was I just rested my thumb on the side of the blade, cupping that handle scale, so I've got the traction and grip that I would need. And then I just begin to slice. And what I've found is that I have really good control over this 9-inch, 17-ounce blade. I can do some really close-in cuts, get some really nice, you know, deep, detailed, controlled cutting done with this 9-inch blade just by cupping the side of that handle scale right there with my thumb. Now it's in control. My thumb, you know, is putting pressure right there next to the edge of the blade, so I'm choked up, I'm ready to go. And now this thumb ramp really doesn't bother me at all, and it's fantastic for your carving and cutting, you know, making steaks and spears and that type of stuff. Totally be able to do that with your BK9. You know, regardless of how lightweight this may be in hand, which is great, and I love it about this knife, at the end of the day, it is a big blade, and you might end up just kind of really wearing out your hands, getting tired. So a great way that you can use large blades like this, because, you know, they have a lot of, you know, back spine, is just put the back spine up against your knee or shin, and then just do some easy pull cuts, and you can see how fast, man, I love the grind angle, 20-degree grind angle on these Beckers. But you can see there, I mean, you can sit down and do this, you know, without exerting really almost any energy. Very easy to do that, to get the wood how you need it, and you just put it up against your shin. Very comfortable because of how large the spine is and how thick it is. It doesn't hurt your shin. You just kind of put it on the meatier part of your shin there, and very easy to process some wood if you're getting worn out using your BK9. All right, so here's some heavy-duty nylon cord with the BK9. Whoa. After some batoning and chopping, right through that heavy-duty nylon cord. Real nice. You don't need serrations on a blade like this. I mean, the edge is just great. Goes right through that heavy-duty nylon cord very, very easily, the BK9. Alright, so here's the nylon sheath that comes with the BK9. I'm very, you know, 50-50 on it. It's made in China. It's pretty low quality. They do give you a strip of MOLLE all the way down the back, so you can put it to, you know, LBE or MOLLE compatible. It does have this kind of like lip that you can then unvelcro off with a button, so you can put it on your belt without taking your belt off. That is a nice feature that they give you. Snap it back into place. Then on the front, They got, you know, a large pocket that you can put all sorts of different stuff in. You got leg lashings down here, and then you got one set of eyelets back here that you could, you know, wrap paracord through and make another strap lashing for. And then they do give you a button retention, so I'm glad it's not Velcro, but you can see here that the stitching's already coming off around the guard right there. Pretty bad quality. Pops off, slides out, you know, it's just a plastic insert in there. Your edge is riding right up along there. This thing isn't going to last very long. You can get aftermarket Kydex sheaths on eBay, or, you know, there are other, you know, websites around. That'll run you between 40 and 50 bucks. I'm going to upgrade to that. I'm not really impressed overall with the quality. The design's good, but the quality's pretty poor on this Bk9 nylon sheath. Nice, look at that chunk. Heck yeah. And under 10 swings going through that 2-inch tree. Look at that pine tree. Woo, nice. Oh yeah. Man, this Bk9 is totally biting in. I'm getting really, really good bites into this wood. The handle feels great in my hand. You know, with that hook back there, is not flying out. Heck yeah. Oh yeah. Man, this thing chops way better than a 17-ounce knife should. I mean, the grind angle is superb, bites in super deep for such a lightweight 17-ounce knife. Oh, heck yeah. All right, this sucker's coming down. Let's see. Timber. So, your Bk9, I believe, is just going to be a fantastic chopper, particularly for the weight, you know, that you're carrying up to your campsite or on your backpacking, hiking trip, you know, whatever. I think this is one of my go-to large survival blades because of the firepower I'm getting with the weight to, you know, cutting power and chopping power capabilities and batoning that I'm getting with this Bk9. You know, for so lightweight and how lightweight it is, I'm able to do a lot of work, which is awesome. Nice. There we go. You know, with the 3/16" thick saber grind on the Bk9, you know, that 9 inches, you're able to span a lot of wood. Really get in there. I've heard some people say that it kind of binds up because of the saber grind. I have not found that to be the case at all. This thing batons just as easily as, say, an RTAC 2, a Hungalis, anything like that. I haven't experienced any binding up or anything like that at all. You can definitely get some real good spanning of your wood. All kinds of knots in this piece of wood here. There you go. Nice, strong pine. Huge amounts of knots. Now, the unsharpened swedge here isn't helping with batoning, but it's pretty thick and a lot thicker than, say, your Bk7 would be on the tip. So, I mean, it is going to damage, you know, your batoning stick as you're hitting it, but there's a lot worse knives on the market for that. This would have been better if it did have a drop point instead of that clip point with the unsharpened swedge. But you can see there, I mean, this is ridiculous, the amount of knots we got in here, and this thing's just going right through it. Look at that. Come on, baby. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Very nice. Nice. So this Bk9 is called the Combat Bowie, and You know, in today's world, I don't think a 9-inch blade weighing 17 ounces is really all that practical for tactical, you know, use anymore. But you get really good traction up here with that jimping and that thumb ramp, and then the handle scales. There is no way I'm going to slide up and hurt myself. I'm totally locked into place. And then the clip point, you know, that they give you with that unsharpened swedge makes it real good for stabbing. I'm getting really deep penetration, and I'm totally locked in. So if I am using this in a fighting situation, it would definitely do the job, both in the lockup, the traction, and the actual stabbing capability. I'm able to pry left and right, you know, without worrying about breaking off the tip or anything. Dig a little bit, you know, all that type of stuff, and then go back into it. But realistically, I just don't see it. You know, when I talk to guys in the military or, you know, doing contracting work now, they prefer, you know, those kind of right around 10 ounces or less, 12 to 10 ounces, and, you know, more around the 4 to 5 inch blade size is really what they prefer. You know, just because something this big is going to take up a lot of space on your rig. But the awesome thing is that if you are looking for a big, you know, tactical blade like this with a lot of reach, you know, 9 inches of reach, what's great is that the Bk9 is very lightweight for its size at 17 ounces. So it's very fast in hand, does not feel like such a big blade as it is, you know, and just really quick when you're, you know, going into a fighting situation and stabbing and gutting, whatever. You're going to get the really deep penetration you need, great lockup, and super tough, and be able to, you know, take a guy out if you need to with your Bk9. All right, everybody, we've seen the Bk9 in action. Let's go ahead and kind of wrap up this review so I can help you out and see if this is a good purchase for you, the Bk9. So what we got over here, Bk9 at the back, Bk7, and then the tops Bob, Brothers of Bushcraft. How I like to go out in the woods and enjoy a day of hiking and camping is I like to have a big, large, you know, 8 to 10 inch heavy-duty fixed blade, and then a lightweight, smaller, you know, under 5-inch knife that I can do all my whittling, carving, and those type of things with the smaller knife, and then all the batoning and chopping with the larger knife. So in that type of category and how I use my philosophy of knives, the Bk9 is a home run. Awesome, a blast to use, and does just as much work as my SE Hungalis does. And in fact, I take my Bk9 out more often than my SE Hungalis because it weighs less, but it does almost the exact same amount of chopping and batoning. So I love the Bk9 in that regard, and if you kind of do the same type of thing, Bk9 is going to be a home run for you. Now the Bk7, because I know a lot of you are probably considering, okay, should I get a Bk7, Bk9? Bk7 is kind of a jack of all trades. It's not the best wilderness knife, it's not the best tactical knife, but it can do both well. So if you're kind of looking for just one knife to go out there and, you know, span some wood and baton with it, do some chopping, do some carving, but not do any of those things super well, the Bk7 is where it's at. It's got a better tip, you know, for that fighting, you know, tactical use, longer sharpened swedge than the Bk9 tip. You know, Bk9 has a lot more belly and has a little bit shorter swedge up there, and 9 inches and 17 ounces is just too big for tactical use in my opinion. But the Bk7 at 12 inches, it would be a great, 12 ounces and 7 inches, makes it a little bit better at wielding and, you know, self-defense, tactical use, you know, in the military, that type of stuff, and can do okay at wilderness use if you're looking for just one knife. But if you want, you know, if you kind of like a little small knife and a big knife, Bk9 is where it's at. Freaking home run. I love this knife. I just love it. So, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope this review has helped you guys out. Stay equipped, stay prepared. We'll see you out there.